I guess if you want to start, because you were the first person to speak, kind of give like a 5 minute period between each person. And what's gonna happen is you could just basically talk about how you thought Mortal Kombat did in 2021 and see what we could be looking forward to for 2022. And I mean, as long as there's no cursing and we keep everything positive, everything should be good to go. So, I will let you start. Killa Lalas.
I bet. What I think about Mortal Kombat at this current state right now and last year, I think that Mortal Kombat has done a very good job so far of keeping their game in check. I feel like that they could do a little better of a job by fixing bugs and all that other stuff because we've been having some problems with the towers and faction wars. Like, I don't know if anybody's experienced this, but faction wars have been crashing on me sometimes when I've been doing battles. It's kind of been frustrating me. The towers have been good, though.
Yeah, the towers have been pretty good.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I thought that the tower equipment for this tower was phenomenal. Dark
Yeah,
Mantle,
tower equipment on this
amazing.
tower is very good, though.
And Earthrealm Tower as well. Definitely super good.
But the Earthrealm, I feel like the Earthrealm tower equipment is better, though, in my opinion, at least.
I do agree. I think the brutality equipment for this tower is better, though, compared to Earthrealm. I think Jax Briggs' equipment is just completely insane.
Yeah.
Insane. But I think the regular equipment, I do agree that the Earthrealm Tower is better for that.
Yes. So going on with what I was talking about, how Faction Wars is a little bit bugged, like, they haven't been active with fixing bugs and all that stuff, so I feel like they should have, like, more updates, is what I'm trying to say, basically.
Yeah, I think they should definitely improve on bugs and add more stuff for each update. I really like the update to the GUI.
Yes, no, I agree with that. That update was actually a game changer.
And then I like being able to open up more packs and leveling up characters is so much faster now.
Yes.
It's even better than the old version of the game, which was even slower in my opinion than the newer versions.
Yeah, no. Like some of the open 10 packs at once, like for the feats of strength, like it just does not work.
And I know why that is. That's because to patch the exploit where people were opening up more than 10 packs at a time, they made it so you could only open up 10 packs at a time.
Gotcha.
And so now the open 20 button is useless, and I don't understand why they would do that when they literally have a way to open 20 packs in the feats of strength. Like, why don't they just change it to 10? Who knows?
And I also have another thing to say. So like I feel like that they should have better special offers and better soul deals. Because the growth pack is the only good soul deal in the game right now. And after you buy all of them, there's really nothing good else to buy except for characters, tower equipment card packs, and all that other stuff. So I think they should make more special offers. For example, the 1 diamond special pack, and the holiday packs with only 800 souls, and all that other stuff.
Basically, you think they should improve on those and give more for those special packs?
Yes.
I see. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely think they should definitely improve that part of it, adding more onto special packs, improving on certain soul packs and whatnot.
Yeah.
They may even make updates to old soul packs. It's super easy for them to do that. Just go back and revamp them, rework them, include some newer gold cards, and just tons of different fixes they could do. That wouldn't even be that much work for them, depending on how they do it. Sort of like an up and down hill this year. We had at the start of the year things kind of just not so great, but then they just kind of started to change things drastically.
Yeah.
Kind of around after July, I think it was August, where things just took a massive overhaul. Adenian Tower was wonderful. That's probably one of the best updates in my opinion, was the Adenian Tower.
Yeah, that was a really good tower.
And just the way that they brought Rain in for free, amazing stuff. And the equipment was wonderful. I think we have some issues with Rain right now that I'm not too happy about.
Classic Rain is completely broken right now. But I was lucky enough to get MK11 Rain on my first Battle 200 on the Dark Queen's tower, which I was very happy about. Like, I feel like the Battle 200 in this tower, I feel like it's kind of rigged, honestly. Like, because I've been getting very bad diamonds. Battle 200, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if I'm just unlucky or if it's rigged, I'm not sure.
From Fatal, right? Not from...
Yeah. Oh, no, not from Fatal, from regular, I mean.
Oh, regular. Yeah. I don't like regular for this tower. This tower, it should have had a chance for Nightwolf in it as well. I think having only rain was not good. I like the I like the Edenian normal and fatal. They had like pretty much the same chances, just like more added on to the normal to make it less easy to get a specific card. I thought Earthrealm Tower normal was probably the most shady because they said Fire Godly King wasn't in there.
Yeah,
they pretty much just lied about it. Like they never even said anything when he clearly wasn't in there. It was really, really weird. But other than that, Earthrealm Tower was good. I kind of wish they did something like Earthrealm Tower normal again with the Fatal. I love the layout. The layout was great.
Yeah, I really do.
But I guess we should shuffle the turn now and move on.
Can I butt in?
All right. Yeah, sure. All right. I'll start the timer now.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say howdy, guys. Kuda, huge fan of all the shenanigans that we've done together in the past a little over a year now. But as far as the game goes, I've been playing the game pretty much since it came out. I've had multiple accounts. I've just forgotten passwords. But my biggest thing about the game right now, it's dry. It feels dry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of like reflections on Mortal Kombat, like how they can maybe improve the current situation of the game, and also how you thought 2021 went for Mortal Kombat. And yeah, I would say that it's a little dry. Like they keep adding tons of stuff, but it just kind of feels a little dry still.
It's like there's an old saying that says you eat the same thing for every day, you're eventually gonna not like the flavor. It's like we're getting the same thing fed to us, and then all they're doing is, hey, here's some salt. Have this with it this time. Have this. And it's just the same thing over and over. They're just adding stuff on top to essentially the same recipe, which really doesn't change anything. I mean, I love all the new cards. I own them all mostly because of you and because, my own purchases too. But I got Sindel and I used her for like 3 days, and I haven't played the game since she came out. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. Sindel, honestly, was probably the biggest disappointment for me. Not even Fire God Liu King, not even those other cards. It's honestly Sindel, because the way that they advertised her, her look, her passive, I thought the video was really good. Like, the video they made, it looked wonderful. But then when she came out, her passive, it's really underwhelming. Not because the passive itself is a bad idea. I think that the reason why she's so poorly implemented is that she works so great as a boss, and I know other characters as well, like Fire God the King works great as a boss, blah, blah, blah. But I think Sindel specifically, you tap her passive button, and every time you tap it, the opponent blocks immediately half the time. So you have to press it like 6 times before her passive works once, and things like that. Who tested that? Who implemented that? And just things like that, we add all this new stuff, but then we create more problems with future characters and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like her copy the most. I think Nightwolf's probably the most faithful.
Yeah, Nightwolf's a pretty cool card. And then I guess the last 2 things I want to say, because I'm sure I'm running out of time here, is...
Oh, it's okay. I kind of talked a lot, so I'm going to give you that time back.
Well, I appreciate it. I've since playing the game from when it came out. I can tell you that when it first came out, and I might get a lot of dislike for this, and I'm okay with that, but when it first came out, it was 100% a freemium game. So you could get a good amount of things for free here and there, but it was a premium in the sense of you got to pay for this, you got to do that. I can say things have changed drastically, which I really, really love. Now, given that, I'm still not a huge fan just because of the packs. It's one of those, we'll give you a little bit, but in exchange, back in the day, you could buy any card in the store. That's how I got 7 Black Dragon Kanos before he was in packs. You could actually buy them from the store for, I think, like 2,000 souls. And now it's like you can't snipe cards like that. So in the sense, it's not necessarily a freemium game because your chances of making souls are higher, but it's freemium in the sense of if you're looking for a specific card, you either save your souls and wait and then hope you get it, or just buy it right out with $20.
Yeah, I agree. I think soul packs being nerfed drastically was a huge downside to Mortal Kombat. And I think that's something that they need to improve on because we keep getting more specific packs for paid users, and towers are also getting lots of updates. But then it feels like soul packs are just lacking in that department. I think discounts have been absolutely wonderful this year. That's probably something that I can say that they're actually doing really well on. Our discounts, like we didn't get anything for Christmas last year, and I thought Halloween was perfect this year, but they keep putting towers out, but people need to be able to like buy souls and then spend them. And I think that Nightmare is probably the best one they did, where you could just literally buy the Nightmare packs, which some people said, oh, it sucks because it's still a gamble with the chance, but I'm like, I still like the fact that you could just go out and just max out the entire Nightmare team. That was wonderful.
Yeah, if we get an opportunity, I won't complain. You know what I mean? And then the last thing, I'll make this one quick. One thing I would love for them to implement in the game, and I might sound crazy for this, are your quests, but it would be really, really a real cool thing or idea if like quest could be like an online mode, because you don't actually play against other players, so it wouldn't be hard on the server. You would essentially find, X amount of players or get friends, and then everyone goes into one quest. So you can actually, play with your faction of, hey, everyone go do this quest. We'll all get this, or, something like that. Because now you can make quests a lot more challenging. And on top of that, cards that you don't have for like the Netherrealm quest or whatever, another player could, and you guys could both work together.
Yeah, so you're saying like a clan. Instead of fighting people directly on Faction Wars, you're saying that they should implement like a clan of sorts. Yeah, like a community of what you could be involved in a little community where you guys could work together, but not directly, since we all know that making Faction Wars online is almost impossible with the foundation of the game, so it's a little unrealistic to even fathom them having to redesign the whole system of fighting to create a new mode. But that is definitely a really cool idea, like a clan or essentially making the factions actually a faction that people could join, instead of just something a bunch of people are in but fighting against each other. It feels like you're fighting against each other when you're joining a faction, which should be teaming up with people.
Yeah, it's strange.
It's super weird. And I know when they had the friends list before.
Yeah, way back, because you could do quests together. Like, that's my biggest thing, because I have a couple buddies that play right now that are super low, and they can't do, like, 80% of the quest even on the regular one, and in the back of my head I'm like, it'd be cool if I could help them out,
Yeah, sort of similar to how you could pick out, like back when the friend system worked, when battles were so important in battle mode. That was like one of the most crucial things, but now it's mostly quests. So you're saying it's kind of revamp the friend system from back in the day to, instead of you choose an X-ray that can help you in a battle, it's instead you choose a friend's card to help you in a quest. That could be really interesting.
Right. I'll let you go, Kude. It's a pleasure. You guys have a happy Sunday, and happy football for those who are watching.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I just want to add something before you pick somebody else, Kude. Black Dragon Kano or Cutthroat Kano was actually for coins, not for souls. It was 99,000 coins per character, so I just want to add that.
Oh, yeah.
I missed those days, but I hated you get like 5 coins per battle, it felt like.
Bro, it was terrible. Alright, Kude, you can move on to the next person now. Go ahead.
Let me go next.
Okay. All right. Go.
Yeah, hey Kude. I've actually had this game from 2015, but what I want to know is, are we having MK12 as a mobile game and a console game, or is it only going to be console?
That's definitely a good question. I know that Star and Sky was talking about whether they were going to make a new game for MK12, but I don't think so. I think they're probably just going to revamp this game because, like, I just don't think it's going to be as profitable to make a fully new game for MK12. I just don't think that would make them enough money at all. What do you think?
I don't think it would be possible to make an MK12 mobile game because I think it's hard because the time actually they're supposed to implement in what to put in that game, and then you have MKX also to handle because I hear rumors that why this game is having a lot of bugs and characters and enough is because a lot of developers of the game are into MK12 at the moment. I don't know if that is true, or maybe they're trying to do it like having Injustice Gods Among Us and Injustice 2, then having MKX and MK12.
Yeah, you're right. Like balancing all those games at once is ridiculous. How would they keep MK Mobile going with MK12? Because I know the whole Injustice 1 and Injustice 2, it's ridiculous. I can't even believe they did that. I still disagree with that idea. I know someone said that was like a community thing, that everyone came to their senses and like voted it on the polls. Like they asked people whether they should make a new game or they should update the old one. I still just don't think that's a good idea from just any sort of perspective, because then everyone on Injustice 1 is just left with this broken game that is just like full of cheaters, and the new game is also just not great either. I don't know. They didn't have a good start for Injustice 1 or 2. So yeah, I don't know how they would do that for MK Mobile and like MK12, how they would balance that.
I just wish this game would be done like Boxing Star. I don't know if you know that game. It's about boxing. What
Is
it
it made
does?
by Warner Brothers?
No, it's not. But if you're to play it, it's actually very good in that even the free to play guys, like they give a lot of free stuff like every day. Free things that actually help you to build up your character when it comes to XP, when it comes to increasing stats. Like it's really good. It leaves you wanting more to play more. How I wish it was the same with Mortal Kombat. Because what I think right now, since like it's been a free to play type of game for long, I guess they're just trying to like make money out of it like right now. I think, but just because their biggest problem is not to listen to what the players want. They always do them, not what the players want, which is wrong, typically wrong.
So you're saying basically just revamp the game to be more for the players, for the community. They're focusing on profits more than how they could help free to play, and I do agree.
Yes, because if you look at it right now, if any beginner is actually play that game without incurring any money into it, that person is really going to have a hard time. Unless if you're someone who is experienced, like let's say for example, if your account was suspended and you have to try again, like restart, then at least you'll know what to do. But for those who are just beginning, it's actually hard, really, really hard, unless they are to decide like to pay, let's say like for packs, diamond packs to get diamonds or souls, something like that. It's more to do with, it falls more on the veteran side.
So you're referring to the game Boxing Stars. I know a game similar called Brawl Stars. I know that you could advance and get a fully maxed account without having to spend any money as well. It would just take a obscene amount of time trying to help more of the beginner side and making a way for you to max out your account, even if it takes forever, but still having that possibility. You're basically saying.
Yes, because now, like for example, I since I lost my account, my main account at first, I had to get some other account which I was not using. It was idle, but then it took me like, since I played the game for long, it took me like a month to get 6 diamonds. But when it comes to others, they actually tell you they take like 6 months to get like 4 diamonds. For those who are actually inexperienced, like are just beginning with the game.
And I think once you get a big collection, it gets easier. But getting to that point where you have a big collection, it's just so time consuming. And I honestly agree that it needs to be easier for a person to get started with an account. They need to be able to be offered more stuff, because they want to have like both. One type of player who just spends a ton on a special pack when it comes out, and then like a type of player who just spends itty bits amount of money here and there to try to get diamonds maxed out, like those $20 offers for 1 diamond. I know those packs, they know no one's going to sit there and open those up until they max out the character. What they want is for people to just like get 1 copy. Yeah, I think that's a weird way of doing it, like trying to balance 2 different types of players, like technically the whales and then the people who spend little amounts. I think that's stupid. I think they should just pick a side, like have the whales who spend that much money on a character when it comes out, but then also have beginners, people who could earn that stuff legitly but take a really long time to do so. And I think the biggest way to do that would be to, like I even mentioned on stream, like letting people buy a character with souls. Like I'm done with soul packs. Let people buy like one copy of a certain character with just souls. It would be an absurd amount of souls, but if you could guarantee that every new character comes out, like on the day that it comes out, the character, it's like 20,000 souls to get one copy, and then it comes back every like 30 days or something, and you could max it out after a whole year. But like 20,000 souls you save up, and maybe that character is not the best, so you just don't go with that one. But if someone wants to not pay that 20,000 soul, like the 20,000 souls, and wants to just get the character from a special pack, they could still whale, and they could still make money from that whale per se if they wanted to have whales in the game. But having the chance for the beginner to max out that really good card like Nightwolf, Rain, and whatnot, have like a 20,000 soul drop for him every month. I don't know.
What would the duration be to get that character if that character costed 20,000 souls?
I'm not sure. I'm still thinking like maybe like 3 to 4 days, maybe. Like, and that's probably way too short. I know, and I know there's not going to be a ton of people who have that.
If we are to assume that they are not able to buy from you, let's say from Kude store, and what they do is just to play quests, do you think 3 or 4 days would be enough?
Definitely not.
Because in a day you would actually do like 400 souls from a quest, right? If you have the time, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Now,
it would be something you have to save up for each character launch, and you could and if the character wasn't so good, then you could just ignore that character for 20,000 souls and just get the next one, save up for the next character instead. So every new character release, at least you could get the character at least once without having to pay money. For each purchase afterwards, it would start to cost more because you'd have to actually probably pay MK Mobile. But every month they'd at least drop one of those characters in a pack, not a pack, sorry, in the store. And that would also make the character shop just way better to have actual diamonds there. I do think we need to have more diamonds along with that. Like, it wouldn't be only op characters that come out upon launch, like Sindel and whatnot. It would also be like characters in like the 10,000 soul range. Yes. Do you have anything else you want to mention?
No. At the moment.
All right. So, does anyone else want to go?
I can try.
Sure. So, I will start the time now.
So, I want to start this by saying that I played this game from 2019 when the Jade and the MK11 Raiden were released, but I had like breaks from the game that were about 6 months each, I think, and I want to make a comparison about 2020 because that was the year when I played a lot, I think. I don't know if you remember when the Shiraryu Tower was released. The game was more fun back then. The tower rewards were better till Cabal or something like that. They were releasing characters and you had to do challenges for them. And I loved that feature. It was like so great. And from what I played in this year, because I came back to this game in early November and I think in March, and I played then like 3 months. It doesn't feel the same. Like the tower rewards are definitely rigged. The tower boss battles are easy, I can say, but the rewards aren't that good because in this tower I got only one epic from nearly 2 runs, and I know I feel kind of scammed. And the packs aren't that great.
So basically you're saying that the paid packs got worse and you think chances in the towers are lower than they were before.
Yeah.
There is some proof to it because when they re-released the Shirabai Tower, they actually did make a whole new Shirabai Tower. They made a whole new one, and I didn't even notice at the time. But they also did it for Black Dragon Fatal when they brought it back not too long ago. They made a whole new one and everyone was saying that the rewards were worse, and it was true. It was true. They literally did nerf the rewards for the second time that they released the Shirabai Tower just, I think, a couple months ago. it really was true that they took the commons and rares and they nerfed the chances and they made it nothing close to the original. Like when you said the rewards were better at the time, when it first came out, they actually did nerf it and make it less.
I remember like I got from 101 to epics back then in 2020, and now when I play the Earthrealm Tower and these Darkwing Towers, I've got only one epic from the Darkwing Tower.
So you're saying the epic drop rates are lower in the normal tower?
Yeah.
Specifically, the normal tower is the tower that you think is being targeted the most when it comes to making it harder for beginners, right?
Yeah. The only two things that I want to say right now are that if they would bring back the shop, I remember that classic Raiden was like 4,000 souls, and probably that they will make him 1,000 or 2,000 because he's a very good diamond. And about the faction wars, well, I remember that back in the day you could like grind for 1-2 hours and make it to contender 3 or 2, and right now you need like to grind I think 5 or 6 million points. And if you are like a not end game player, let's say mid game player, you can do that.
So you feel like Faction Wars is harder to grind and you don't get as much for putting more time in, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that might be from an influx of like more players, or how would you describe that issue? Like, what exactly do you think would cause that?
The teams that you get are way too strong, and like let's say that a mid game player has 2 diamonds with fusion 6 or 7. Well, I think that he can complete the Elder Tower to get like the points that he needs for contender.
So you're saying the matchups are just like they're way too difficult, and that's kind of what
Yeah.
prevents you from going any further. I would agree that in Survivor mode, I think the matching is just like way too random. It needs to be way more focused, and like if you're using overleveled like OP cards, you should get really high level opponents. But when you're using underleveled cards, I'm not trying to say you shouldn't ever fight an op team, but I think it should be limited to like maybe no tower equipment if you're not running any tower equipment. Like try to make it more balanced and fair, because I still want to fight a diamond team and an op team, but I still want it to be fair based on the situation. Like I remember playing with the MK11 Nightwolf Scorpion Jade combo. I barely fought any high level teams. Like my last team had no tower equipment in it, but like my 11th battle, they had fully maxed out Lin Kuei tower gear. Like, what is that? Why is the matching system so sporadic? It needs to be way more focused, matching you with what you had as your team.
And like you can play with I don't know, challenge gold card that it's Fusion X, and it matches you against a player that has maxed out equipment tower gear with living that. That's just insane.
Well, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No.
All right. So, would anyone else like to volunteer?
Yeah, my mic has been going on and off, so I had to restart the app. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I've been trying to say something, about the, what happened to me recently, my rewards. So I played the normal tower, and I got the Jade, MK11 Jade as reward. And then I played the Fatal, and I got MK11 Jade, which I had maxed already, so that's 2 resales. Now I played the Fatal Tower again, Battle 100, and I still got the MK11 Jade, so that's 3 resales. So like how many games? That's 400 and 500. I just wasted 500 battles. The reward is nothing, 54 souls, I think. NRS made it in such a way that, when you get to the final boss battle, you have maybe 3-4 cards, and you have an option of character you want and the equipment, the epic gear you would like to take as reward. And when you take those two, they will be off the shelf for the next run. So when you go around the next run, you cannot get one of those 2 cards. You have to take another, character and a different epic. So with this, you have the chance to pick what you want, but you're not picking outside the box of what they offer. It's not fair for me to play 500 games and get resales all through, like hours and hours of grinding and battle and everything. That's why I said, you know what, I'm not playing any longer.
Yeah, so you're basically saying to to change it so that you can't get the same card on the second run. I think that's a really good way to do it, so that maybe your luck would not be so great on the first time, but it's like the what Man kind of said, like the pity point, like when you're opening up the special paid packs or maybe soul packs, and you don't get the card you want, like Scorpion, Jade, or Scarlet, and it eventually gives it to you after spending so much on it. And for this example, it'd be after you get them once, it basically disables it, so you don't keep getting it over and over and over again when you don't want it.
Yeah, that's just what I think.
That definitely would be an interesting way to do it. I think that's very doable for them to do, especially since they have been updating the Tower Awards to try to include more new characters. That's a good way to really hone in on people being able to get those new characters without having to worry about so many resales, but not making it to the point where you only get the character you want, but it would still be a way to prevent resales. I think that's definitely a really interesting way to handle that problem, and I think that's something that they probably should implement. I think that's a really good idea.
That's all from me.
Can I go? I have a suggestion also.
Awesome, yeah, alright, sure.
Well, mine concerns more Fatal Tower specifically, because in normal Tower I can understand why what I'm going to say is not possible, but in Fatal Towers I truly think there should not be, at least for Battle 200, they should not give you like MK11 Jade or Scorpion or Sub-Zero, any of the 6 that are in the Souls pack store. Like, they're already so easily obtainable through Souls, like why put them two all in the Fatal Towers? Like, I don't understand that. That's just my suggestion.
Yeah, I kind of like maybe put things like Day of the Dead, Aaron Black, or like characters that you could still get for souls, but they're really difficult to get. So you're basically saying that don't put the easiest characters to get in the rewards for the Fatal Tower. Save that for maybe the normal tower at the least. Save it for the normal tower for beginners who may not have those characters, but don't do it for the people who already have enough characters maxed out. Like you most likely have those characters maxed out if you are completing all the way from 1 to 200. So that'd be a really good way to maybe throw in other characters that are commonly found in soul packs, but not the two permanent ones. Like kind of leave those untouched.
And like, you know, if we're talking about Nightwolf or MK11 Noob, Shang Tsung, I understand these guys because they're like those ones, yeah, they can get it, but not like the Sub-Zero or the Scorpion ones. Like, come on, you know?
Yeah, I think they know exactly what they're doing when they did that.
And also another thing, going with the MK11 stuff, like it's a bit annoying, at least that's my personal taste, how most of the new characters are like MK11 characters. Why don't they go out like another classic one or something else completely? Why does it have to be absolutely MK11 variation of a new character?
Well, I think part of that is because they won the poll as an MK11 character. I think the problem was that they put way too many MK11 characters into the polls themselves. I think they really should have tried to change up some names, the scheming and whatnot, how they were going to introduce those characters. Maybe even after certain characters won the poll, maybe even asking again, like, what other forms would you like to see this character in? So that we don't just get an MK11 variation. But I can understand from a basic level why they did it that way. But I feel like it's because they asked, they put way too many MK11s on the poll. They needed to probably kind of differentiate and put some new naming schemes. I think the reason why they're putting so many MK11s in the game is so they all work together. And for that, they have been doing a pretty good job. So when they introduce new characters with like obscure names, they don't coincide with other characters very well. Like Pyromancer Tanya, she works together with other characters for other reasons, but she isn't going to be in an MK11 team getting MK11 benefits unless she was MK11 herself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of the reason why they keep making too many MK11 characters.
All right, thank you. I think that is it for me.
All right. So I think that'll just end off the video part, but I'll stay in here for a little bit and talk about anything else. Probably still just Mortal Kombat, unless you have like a specific question. But yeah, I'll just wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching and participating. And yeah, peace out.